Hey the YouTube, is Gundude73 and another episode of Knife Talk, and today we are going to be talking about how much writing is on the blade of a knife, if it's sterile or if it's has a bunch of writing on the blade of the knife itself. Now I have two knives here, the Chris Reeve Small Sebenza and the ZTO350, and both of these are almost polar opposites in terms of stuff on the blade and the knife itself. If you look at the Sebenza, the one thing a lot of people like about these older Sebenzas, not the new ones, but in the old ones, there's nothing at all on the blade, nothing at all on this lock side, no markings, no anything. The only marking on the knife is the small, little itty bitty Chris Reeve logo. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Basically saying, they're not trying to overstate. It's very understated, and I think it looks very nice on this knife. You look at the knife as a whole, and there's this tiny little engraved logo. Now, some people, they, like on the new Sebenzas, they say Idaho made. I don't personally care for that. I mean, would I buy? I mean, I'd buy a Sebenza with it, but I still don't really care for it. But even then, there's still not a whole lot of writing on the Sebenza. It's just always been that way. The nice thing with sterile knives, it's like, if you were to just pick it up, you don't know what it is, I mean, you sort of have to know what it is to know what it is, you're not going to read off the blade. So like with the ZTO350 here, first off, you look at the blade, it's very busy. You have the ZT logo laser etched, you have the composite blade logo laser etched, you have the composite blade itself. And on this side, you have the model number, patented, where it's made, the serial number, the carriage steel, the edge steel, and then this one even has, the little blem X's, and it has, more composite blade. So, if you know nothing about knives and you pick this up, you could say, oh, I think this is made by ZT, and whatever that is, and on the back here, oh, it's an L-Max now, it's a, 0350 or something, and then I think that's L-Max on the bottom, whatever that's supposed to be. So, that's sort of nice. Some people just don't like the clutter on the blade, and honestly, I mean, I think it's such a non-issue, but some people get really worked up over it. I noticed, like, a lot of the higher-end stuff, like the trinity of knives, like the Sebenza is fairly sterile. The Hinderer XM18 is also fairly sterile. It just says Hinderer, like, right here, and sometimes they mark the blade steel. And Striders are a bit less sterile, but still, it just says, like, Strider on the blade and has their logo. So not very much. Overall, I mean, a knife, I mean, is there a good amount of writing or a bad amount of stuff in the blade? Not really. It just boils down to preference. I mean, the 0350 is extremely specific on the blade. I mean, by looking at the blade on this, you can tell the company, the model, what number it is, what steel it is, where it was made, all that jazz. Where the Sebenza, I mean, really all that information is on the birthday card. So, I mean, if you just get the knife like this, maybe, you want something like that to know more about it, or if you have the birthday card, who cares what's on the knife, so. Okay guys, another episode of Knife Talk. I appreciate the views, requests are welcome, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.